is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Roommates Podcast. As always, we're your hosts, Tyler and Josiah.
What's up?
We're the Beanie Boys today. But due to technical difficulties, aka my dumb ass not clicking a button that I should have, we had to scrap the UFC 284 podcast that we did before the fights. So here we are doing a post-fight for you guys.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because we got every single fight correct, bro. Perfect on the dot.
Yeah, we did.
Y'all just missed it, unfortunately.
Yep, you'll never see the light. It'll never see the light of day. But anyway, so UFC 284 was last night. We slept with it. We woke up. The day moves on, despite the results. But it was it was some exciting fights for sure.
Yeah, it was.
Jimmy Crute opened the card against Alonzo Minifield.
That was the first one.
It was a good start. I mean, there was some prelims that were decent too.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of their names, but there was a 1-round KO in less than a minute. And then I'm trying to remember what Tyson Pedro's fight, how that ended up.
I think he got submitted. He either got submitted or got knocked out.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember entirely. But Jimmy opened the card against Alonzo. It was a good fight.
That was actually a fucking good fight.
Yeah, it was. Alonzo was throwing bombs, and then
both of them came pretty close to getting finishes.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the distance.
Jimmy had a lot more damage. Jimmy's damage was rough. Like, he was looking pretty beat. But it ended up going to a draw because Alonzo got a point deduction on a takedown that could have changed the pace of the fight in the third, I believe. So he had a really, really intentional fence grab, and Mark Goddard took a point away from him, which resulted in the bout being a draw. But yeah, I mean, Jimmy was looking good. He was throwing kicks, and he had a really nice slam that left a big bruise on Alonzo's left shoulder, it was a really nice slam. But yeah, it was a good card opener for show.
Yeah. What did you think about the point deduction? Because that was like the first time, like, he hadn't previously grabbed the points in that fight.
I've only seen a handful of point deductions in the few years that I've been watching MMA, but I didn't see it. Like, it was one of the moments that I was looking away from the screen, but from what Mark said, it seemed like it was a pretty significant fence grab. And I think maybe with just like the way the fight was going, it was kind of like a situational kind of thing. Because I think the whole point behind it was like Jimmy was clearly going to get that takedown, and it could have resulted in Jimmy winning the round off of control time, which I hate people winning rounds off of control time. I think it's the most sissy shit, but
I mean, we'll get into it more with the main event. But I think the way Jimmy was having control time was different because he was throwing while he was on the ground, and he was threatening with multiple submissions. Like, he had
for sure
close 2 different times.
Yeah, so I mean,
like
of course that's better.
Sitting on there wearing him out. I think it's different when you're like actually doing shit.
Yeah, but I guess just in the sense that like it would have swayed the fight for Jimmy. Like, I mean, I guess it makes sense. I'm not mad at it. Because I mean, it's not like they are unaware of the rules. Like, don't grab the fence. And if it was like an obvious fence grab that kept him from getting taken down, which seems like that's what was going to happen, then I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it's annoying to see a draw just because it's like, ew, like draws on a record.
For sure.
But it is what it is. And then the second fight
was
a heavyweight bout between Justin Tafa and Parker Porter, or Porter Park, Parker
Parker Porter.
And that one was entertaining for the minute that it lasted. What?
I just hit my mic.
Oh. But yeah, my one of my buddies had $700 on that fight not going the distance, so it was just fun watching that fight because my friend had stakes on it, and so it kind of made it a little more entertaining for me. But I mean, they were swinging.
No, Justin's a entertaining dude. He's not like ultra skilled, but like all of his fights are like that.
Yeah, I mean he's 6-3.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't think it was
He
gonna
looked
go the
pretty nice
distance.
actually.
Yeah, it
Like
was fine.
for like he had nice movement and stuff in the short little time that there was.
Yeah, it was 1 minute and 6 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a quick KO. The whole card was pretty fast.
It was very.
Yeah, I mean, not much to really talk about on that one. But then we had Jack Della Maddalena. I think that's how you say his full name. I don't know, it's a mouthful. Against Randy Brown, which that fight pretty much went how we expected it.
Yeah, I thought it would last longer, but yeah, I mean, came out. I mean, how long was it? 2 minutes, 2 minutes 15 seconds.
Something like that, yeah.
So Randy looked good as fuck for the first 2 minutes of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was keeping him at the end of his range. Jack couldn't really land anything. He was landing nice kicks, and like using his length really well in his freaking lunging out strikes. Like,
Yeah.
he looked nice as fuck. But Jack came in, landed that freaking one shot. Dude's
Yeah.
got a lot of power.
Yeah, it was crazy how what it made it let his legs do.
Yeah.
It made his legs spaz out, which was
Yeah.
kind of funny to see. But yeah, Jack, Randy was definitely like giving him a problem because in the few other fights of Jack's that I'd seen, and how you were saying in our original pod was like he has like a nice flow where he's just like counter striking people.
Yeah.
And he wasn't. I noticed that he wasn't able to do it as easily against Randy.
Yeah.
He wasn't like perfectly in and out. Like, I mean, it's weird. He's like razor thin, getting in and out of people. Like, it's like he just gets him to miss and then gets in there with like a nice crisp little hit. And so Randy was definitely keeping him at length for the couple minutes that it went, because Randy has really long arms.
Yeah.
But he ended up getting inside, clipping him with that nice little hit, and then it went to the ground for a moment, and that was it.
Yeah.
Pretty
So
straightforward.
let me pull this up actually. You can keep talking.
But let's see, how much of a streak is Jack on now? 4, 5?
Since coming in the UFC, also, I'm pulling up his UFC stats right now.
Okay, word. But
So yeah, he 5 fights with the Contender Series, 4 in the actual UFC.
okay, nice. So
But-
I mean, he's going on a nice little tear.
All 4 UFC fights have been first round finishes.
Yeah. He called out
think,
somebody. He just called that he wants a top 15, so I think give it to him.
I think he's ranked in 2 days whenever that comes out.
Oh yeah.
Because I feel like Randy was right on the edge of being ranked too. Like he was on a nice little win streak.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised at all if he's like 14, 15.
Yeah. But not to discredit Randy at all. I mean, he'll bounce back. So I'm definitely still interested in watching both of them forward.
Yeah. I like Randy a lot. Oh, we good.
Anything else you want to touch?
I'm just looking at who's in the bottom 5 of welterweight right now, like potential opponents for him. You got George, not gonna happen. Chiesa, who you see he just got scheduled to fight Lee, who is also in there, and then Neil Magny and Pereira. Pereira was supposed to fight Sean Brady, and Sean Brady had to pull out because of injury, so they could maybe do that.
Oh yeah, that'd be an interesting matchup.
It was supposed to be in April.
Yeah.
So I feel like Jack could fight in April.
Yeah, he could if he wanted to, for sure. Yeah, I wouldn't think that's a bad.
Definitely might not. Depends.
It wouldn't be a bad match to make. Pereira's just weird.
Yeah, he's very strange.
But I mean, he's exciting. Jack's exciting. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad first ranked fight for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess with Randy not being ranked and then losing, just give him someone that's like about to crack the top 15 in welterweight and just see what he comes back from.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a name.
Why did my camera just get so dark?
Like you could give him Kevin Holland is fighting Santiago Ponzinibbio.
Okay.
You could give him like the loser of that because the winner will be ranked. I
Sure.
would think something like that. But and then co-main
Co-main.
got Yair Rodriguez
That one went
versus
the way I thought.
Josh Emmett. Yair showed again. Dude's got some of the most unique striking.
Yeah.
And is a problem like that, like just because of how he strikes, like he's gonna be a problem for anybody. I think like him and Volk will fight next. We'll touch that in a second, but I think Volk's gonna beat him, but I think he can present problems to Volk for sure.
Sure. Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah. I mean, I expected Yair to throw a lot of kicks, and he did. He was throwing a lot of crazy kicks. I mean, yeah, that fight I think we predicted the best because
legit.
I said it wasn't gonna go the whole way, but that it was gonna be bloody. And for the couple minutes, or it was like, I guess it finished like kind of mid to late second round. I don't remember exactly the time that the clock stopped, but Yair was striking him. They were both beating each other. They both were landing good shots. Josh cuts easily, it seems.
Yeah.
And so the way that the fight ended, for those who didn't see, is they were both in a pretty, like, I would say both a pretty even exchange. And Yair threw a flying knee, which then dazed Josh a little bit to then shoot for a takedown on the fence. Yair was on his back and got him in a triangle choke.
Yeah.
So it was a good finish. Like, Yair really showed out. I didn't see the bonuses that went out last night. Did he happen to get one for performance?
Yeah, I believe I watched this at like it was late as crap when I was watching this.
Yeah.
I believe it was Jack got performance and Jack and Yair got performance, and then fight of the night was main.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think is what it was.
But yeah, I mean, because he showed good hands, he showed good kicks, he showed good ground game, he showed good defense, and then obviously it was like piecing him up and then subbed him. So I feel like you couldn't really have a better performance than that. Not taking away from Josh. Josh was in that.
No, he landed a couple good, nice ass shots.
Yeah, and but yeah, I mean, I thought that it was gonna go that way. I thought that it was gonna be a close fight, but Yair was just gonna keep him at range. I didn't think it was gonna be a sub. I thought someone was gonna get knocked.
Yeah. I mean, that was Yair's first sub in the UFC. He's been in the UFC for like 10 years, so.
Oh, that's sick. Good for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just expected Yair to keep him at range with those kicks, and I mean, it's really crazy. Like, he doesn't throw the same kick twice.
No. Yeah, like
his arsenal of kicks is weird.
Yeah, we're not showing stuff this video because we got in trouble. But
yeah,
y'all should watch this man fight if you haven't. Like, yeah, his striking is just so freaking diverse, and it doesn't make sense, dude.
Yeah. And so, of course, he wins the interim belt, and he's gonna fight Volk next. And so you say you think Volk handles him?
I don't think he handles him. I mean,
I just mean gets the job done.
Yeah. I think Volk will get the job done. I don't know. I mean, like I said, Yair's a problem for anybody. I just think, I don't know. It depends on this. I guess if he's faster than Volk, I don't think he's gonna be faster than Volk, but he's fast. He's very freaking fast.
I mean, 145ers are fast.
If he's faster than Volk, it could change things, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't think, even though he got the sub, obviously that was nice, and like his ground game's nice, even though that was his first sub. He's nice on the ground. But I think Volk's gonna be too much for him on the ground, and I think Volk's hands are just so freaking good.
Yeah, I mean, Volk showed that he's that guy. Like, I mean,
I also think,
I already knew that, but
I think Volk has, both him with Eugene Berriman and that whole corner. I think he just can read freaking people so well that even though Yair's like so hard to read, that I think he's gonna be able to better than anybody else has, at least.
Yeah.
like his fight IQ. Like he is such a friggin' smart fighter.
Yeah. There was something I was gonna say. It slipped my mind. I don't know. This is kind of off topic, but I mean, just because we're talking about featherweights, like I am still just like curious how that division's gonna look because Volk, like I was saying, Volk showed that like he's that dude. Like
Yeah.
it's really stupid. Like we don't have to talk about the main yet. I'm just briefly touching on this, but it's really stupid how many people are counting him out, and like deep down, I thought Islam would pull it off, but it's like it was just barely. Like it was just barely that I thought he was gonna pull it off. Which is how it happened. Like I don't think he won the fight. Like of course that's a little bit of the Islam hater in me. Like I'm not even the biggest Volk fan. Like if you ask me like my top 5 fighters, he's not in it. But I really think he won that fight. Especially looking at the judges' scorecards and what rounds they gave, I think was like kind of stupid. Because it was like one of the rounds that I really thought Volk won. Like on a lot of the cards he didn't. I don't remember exactly which one it is. I need to watch that fight back. But
yeah, I need to watch it back.
It's just he is so good, bro. Like there's just a level difference, man. Like that you have all these incredible athletes in the top of the 45 division, like Yair, Josh, Brian, Max. But it's like they can't handle him.
No.
Like they can't. Like so it's just I don't know how long he's gonna hold that belt. And with that being the case, I'm curious what Brian does whenever he recovers off this injury, which like I feel like shouldn't have been that hard of an injury to recover from.
What did he? I know it was his shoulder, but what did he do to it? Do you know?
It popped out. Like, is that just not like you pop it back in and it's like a little sore?
But you can like tear shit doing that.
Yeah.
It's like he might have like torn crap. I don't know.
Yeah, because I mean, I figured it might have been something as easy as popping it back in, and then you're just gonna be like, kind of need to take it easy for a few weeks. But he doesn't. He still doesn't have a fight booked.
No.
So
But I think that's like the rest of the top of the division does essentially, right? Well, I guess not now because Yair and Josh just fought, but
do you
like
think
Max and Arnold are scheduled. Yair, Josh just fought. Alex just fought. So that's the whole top 5 outside of Brian. Either just fought last night or is scheduled to fight in 2 months.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, do you think
Korean Zombie just outside? Korean Zombie, Calvin, and Giga are just outside, and Ilya. Taporia could be a nice fight.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna give him a big fight soon. He's been good.
Yeah. Give him Brian.
Yeah, they could for sure.
But yeah, I mean, all that to say, there's just a level to that division that Volk holds. It's just crazy.
Yeah, and I'm very excited to see Max, because obviously, previous to that last fight, he was a couple levels above everyone outside of Alex.
Yeah. I still think he is. It's not like he. I mean, of course, the third fight against Alex was a little rough, but I mean, other than that, he ain't getting touched. He hasn't got touched by anybody.
But he also has just like absorbed so many strikes. Like he has the most absorbed strikes in the UFC, bro. Like, but dude hasn't been knocked down, so so far he's holding up.
He's a beast. Max like peppers people though, which is like it's somewhat annoying because I wish he would just throw a banger and just like crack somebody.
Hey, he knows what he's doing, bro.
I mean, no, he makes people look like a piece of raw meat after it's all said and done. But yeah. I just wish he had a little more power.
No, if he had power with his like timing and everything, dude, might be the GOAT.
Yeah, but I think Alex has potential to be the greatest 145er of all time.
No, I think he has potential to be in the GOAT conversation, regardless of weight class. But yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I think he's already in the GOAT conversation. Like, I think it's still Jose, but I think he's getting close.
Mhm. Yeah, that's crazy that you mentioned to me the other day that he's the fourth. He's the fourth champion ever in that weight class, which I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Which is kind of wild. But so I mean, he could hold it for a long time to come. Which I guess segueing, I guess that's a good segue into the main event. Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski. which like you can't say it's a robbery, but I think that judge that gave Islam a 49 is a retard.
49.46. The 49.46 is very dumb.
Yeah,
And it was I forget his name, but it was like one of the normal judges. It's like, bruh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you give a 49.46.
yeah,
Either way.
it was pretty stupid. If any of you watched the fight, you know what we're talking about. Giving a 49 to that is weird. Like, despite even like favoritism, bias, like you can't look me in the face and say he didn't take 2 and 5.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I think he took 3 and 5.
really?
I think 3 was more definitive than 2. But I think there's definitely a case to be made. So I personally,
Maybe that's the round that it was on the card. Then I just maybe need to watch round 2 because maybe it was that a lot of the judges gave him 3 and 5, and I thought it should have been 2 and 5.
I think I gave it to Islam. But I texted Ty right after the fight and was like, I think Volk got it because it was in Australia. I thought they were going to give it to him. Because that's how close the second round was. I thought the second round was super freaking close. I gave it to Islam, but it was razor thin, and I thought being in Australia, they would give it to Volk.
Yeah.
And then Islam did his thing in the first, in the fourth. Have you heard people saying that Volk should have got the fourth?
I have, but it's just one of those things that it's like on paper, I don't think so because of the way that they score, but I think that I think they need to find a new way to score.
Yeah. So this goes into what we were talking about with whatever fight, Jimmy. So in this one, Islam was doing stuff on the ground for a couple of rounds, kind of. But in the fourth round, he got him and just took his back and just held him for 3.5 minutes.
Yeah. And mind
made no attempt to, I guess for a minute he, tried to get a submission and then realized he wasn't going to. And then for, two minutes, he just, didn't make an attempt to make any position move, didn't, do anything. He's just sitting on his back, holding Alex to where he can't move at all.
Yeah. And in that exchange, it's weird because it's like you want to credit him for holding the man down, but then it's like at the same time you're not doing anything with the ground exchange. And on top of that, Alex had an angle that I don't see many fighters get whenever they're in that position, where he had a lot of leverage with his hands. His hands weren't restricted. A lot of the hold was coming from Islam's legs, and a lot of Alex's upper body was still pretty mobile to where he was throwing pretty hard strikes behind and hitting Islam, and he landed a lot of significant strikes. And if you guys saw Islam's face after the fight, that eye on his, I guess it would have been his right eye, that was all it looked like it had some blood vessels that busted in it. I think that was from those ground strikes, because Islam's there backpacking him, and his head, because of the way that they were angled on the fence, they were pinned on the fence to where Alex couldn't shift over to get up, but it was also in a position to where Islam's head was trapped on one side of him, and then Alex is just beating the shit out of him. And so it's weird because it's okay, he's being controlled, but he's not doing anything with it, and he's getting the shit punched out of him at the same time.
I don't know how much damage those did though.
No. The majority of his damage was for sure from the end of the fifth. But I'm saying that eye part, because the eye thing came out of nowhere. And anatomy wise, I don't think that eye injury would just happen immediately. I think it had to have a few minutes to boil up.
Maybe. But yeah, I don't know. I think like I said, Islam he clearly won the fourth based on how fights are scored. But
yeah,
I think, as I've said, there's a difference in being aggressive on the ground. And I think there's even a difference in just laying on top of somebody versus you having their back like that.
Sure.
You laying on top of somebody, them trying to move around is using a fuck ton of energy. So like even if you're not doing shit, you're like draining them.
Uh-huh.
But like that took no energy from Volk at all. Like
Yeah.
he's literally just sitting there like chilling.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, so it was frustrating to watch. I mean, Volk was getting frustrated too.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely
Yeah.
think he called him a bitch.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, that's the reason I don't like him, bro. Like, I don't like him because he's a bitch. Like, he's getting beat. And, like, I will give it to him. Like, the way that he took him down was nice. Like, it was a perfectly timed takedown
Yeah.
in the fourth.
In that fourth, yeah, that one he got was disgusting, dude.
So, like, I'll give props where props are due. But, like, I'm not gonna be a fan of you for doing that pussy shit. Like,
Yeah.
that's just dumb, bro. Like, it ruins the sport for me.
Yeah.
It's just like you're pointing like from a strategic standpoint, it makes sense. But like, you're supposed to, like, this is the modern day gladiators, bro. It's just
Yeah.
not entertaining. It's like, I get it, like, you want to hold your belt, but you're talking all this smack like you're gonna stand up and knock him out, and he was handling you on the feet.
Yeah.
Like,
Islam definitely landed like 4 or 5 big shots, but
Yeah.
Alex did his thing.
no, yeah, even though he landed those shots, Alex was never rocked,
Nah.
and
Just-
and he had Islam rocked, I think, twice.
Yeah. I mean, he knocked him. That knockdown was clean as fuck.
Yeah. So that brings me to another question. Do you think, like, yes, on paper he won, but do you think that, like, he should take the number 1 pound for pound spot?
No, I do not.
Is that going to
I think-
happen?
I think it is. I would guess it's gonna happen, but I don't think he should, because you have the smaller dude going up. Like, even though they are theoretically weighing the same, and they're not actually weighing the same, because on fight night, obviously Islam's gonna be a decent amount more than him. But like, the whole thing of pound for pound is if size and everything's equal. Like, it wasn't equal, and Alex put up a hell of a fight and took 2 rounds from him,
Yeah.
if not possibly winning the fight. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think, like, you make Islam the same size as Alex, like, Alex is not getting taken down like that, and he's gonna beat him. So I don't know.
Yeah, and I think it's just even more impressive with, like, obviously these Dagestanis are nuts on the ground, and you didn't see. I mean, we haven't seen Islam have much trouble with anybody on the ground. You never saw
No,
Khabib
not
have
at all.
trouble with anybody on the ground, and he couldn't hold Alex.
No.
Other than the backpack thing, which is just like you can't get out of that really, especially with the angle that they were pinned. But it's like any time that they had a scramble, Alex got up.
Yeah, he did get it very well.
And so it's crazy that he put up a fight and did really well in the area that this guy's known.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think that shows, like, and I think it's dumb that he'll get stripped of his pound for pound. I mean, granted, he'll just drop to 2, but nah, I think it's dumb that Islam gets number 1 after that. I think they need to run it back.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they do, but it won't be like, I think they'll probably each have like 2 more fights before.
Yeah, maybe.
But so what do you think they do next? Obviously, Alex got a year, but you got Gaethje Fiziev coming up, Charles Beneil coming up, Dustin sitting in the top 5 with no opponent. Michael isn't fighting till probably September, so.
I mean, it makes sense. Give him Dustin.
Yeah.
Dustin can handle on the ground. Dustin's big, and Dustin is one of the only fighters to, like, that put Khabib in trouble. So.
He hasn't fought though, has he?
What?
What was Dustin's last fight?
Michael, and he won.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, he's still winning.
Yeah.
And like Charles is already booked, and Like it
But
wouldn't really
I think
make.
you could wait. I think you could wait until after those fights too, because that's in Justin's next month, and then Charles is in April. Is that right?
Yeah, but I mean, what is it like? I don't think it makes sense. Don't give Justin Charles again. I mean, Dustin
Oh,
Charles
no.
again.
But if Fiziev wins, then he's on a hell of a streak. Or if Beneil wins, he's on a hell of a streak.
Oh no, I
I don't like I mean,
I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy that's gonna count like just automatically write Fiziev off because like he's good.
bruh, nah, dude. Like I think Justin's gonna win, but Rafael Fiziev is disgusting.
No,
Like
I mean
would
I
not,
know he's
I
good,
wouldn't be
but I'm
surprised.
just saying Justin is good. Like
I wouldn't be surprised at all if he beats Justin. Like I said, I'm picking Justin, but I'm not surprised if he does.
yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna automatically write him off, but I'm just speaking from the future stance that Justin wins.
Yeah. And I mean, I would guess Charles wins too, but I'm just saying, like, if Beneil gets the job done, as boring as he is, like, dude deserves a shot. That's like, I think that's
Yeah.
10 fights.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean I guess lightweight's always just I mean it's in a weird state right now.
And then also, just on the lightweight topic, now that we've seen Alex fight fight a UFC lightweight, not somebody in one of those small promotions, but, highly skilled dude, 10 pounds heavier than him. If he was to go back up, how do you think he does against the rest of the division?
Let's see. I think he can handle Justin. I think he could. I think he could. Yeah, I
So
don't.
Charles Oliveira's ranked 1. You think he beats him?
That one I think's weird.
I think it'd be I would really like to see that fight, but
Yeah.
I think Alex could get it done.
Yeah, I think Alex could knock out Charles, but it's just Charles is so unpredictable with his submissions.
Oh.
It's just like he can catch you like that, bro. Like it's just like you could be chilling and he's on your back and he got you in a rear naked and you're screwed because he's longer, like he's longer than Islam.
Yeah.
And so I think he has a lot more agility to where like the speed could match up a little better. But I don't know. Alex is such a wild card. It's like I can't really call anything with that guy. But I think that he would beat Michael. I think he would beat Connor. I think he would beat Justin. Just because like both of them are just like I think that fight would just be like a Michael Justin again.
I would agree.
I think they're just gonna
stand in the pocket.
Yeah, and I think
Bob
that
and weave.
Alex's chin is stronger.
Yeah.
So I think that if he fought
I
Justin,
think
it
he's
would go
also
all the way.
I think he's also a more accurate striker, and Justin's a great striker. Not taking anything away from it.
Yeah, but I think
But I
that him fighting Justin would go the distance, and Alex would get it done. I think that if he fought Dustin, that
Dustin's just so big, dude.
yeah, Dustin is huge.
Daniel Cormier says it all the time, but I don't know how dude made 145 pounds.
He just used
Oh,
he had a lot smaller of a frame.
Yeah.
He's definitely bulked. But I mean, yeah, he's definitely big. He's a stocky dude. I don't know. I mean, I couldn't really call Justin just because I mean Dustin and him. It would be a good fight.
But all that to say, you think like if he was to move to 155 permanently for some reason, he's like I'm abandoning the belt.
Yeah.
You think he's just like perennial top 5 guy, if not champ?
Yeah. Yeah. I think pretty easily.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you see what Islam needs to fight more people, bro. Like
Yeah, I agree.
he's
I was thinking like you've only seen him. Obviously, Charles is elite, and then Dan Hooker's not elite, but he's very freaking good. But that's really the only like top people you've seen him against.
yeah. I think the only thing I think about Charles is I think that was a bad matchup for Charles.
Yeah. He's talking a lot of shit. Like he's really wanting the belt back. I hope he comes for it, bro.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I just think stylistically, because Charles relies so much on his ground game, that it just wasn't a good matchup for him or for Islam, or it wasn't a good matchup for him against Islam. I think that the odds were stacked against him because deep down I knew he was losing that one.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to hold on to the fact that like he hadn't fought anybody significant, so there's a chance. But like I'm not gonna be stupid. Like he's Khabib's cousin, and he has like literally some of the best coaching, if not the best coaching in the world.
Yeah.
So it's just that's a little iffy on, that. But all that to say, it's like he hasn't he just hasn't fought that many top 5 guys.
Yeah.
And like you see after the fight last night that he's not that. Like he's not him. Like he's not this unstoppable force that Khabib was. Like he's not.
Well, he also fought Armin. That was like early in his career, but Armin's like ranked 8th now. They both came out pretty nice. But anyway, for all the shit that him and Khabib were, oh, this little man is going to be easy. We will drown him in 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Like Alex showed up, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like Islam got like
in the line. Like I thought that was so disrespectful. Like
for him to be a -3.
Like I said, Islam definitely should have been a favorite, and you can see that. But yeah, 3-1, bro. Come on.
Yeah, that was dumb. But so I just think Islam is. I think regardless of him winning the fight, like he got exposed last night.
Yeah.
Cause
I mean, it's the same thing as freaking. I guess it's not the same thing, but I was gonna say Khamzat fighting Gilbert.
Yeah.
But that was like his first real test, and he did make it through Charles, so it was a little bit different. But
yeah. But like if you look at people, like Islam's not known for being a ground specialist, like at all.
You mean Alex?
Who did I say?
Islam.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Alex is not known for being a ground specialist. So it's like those people that are more trained and are at his size, like Justin, for example, then that makes me question, or not, sorry, Dustin, I always get them mixed up. That makes me question, like, I think Dustin would give Islam a good fight now.
I mean, Alex, like he doesn't use his wrestling a ton in the UFC, but, like, he has a wrestling, like, he wrestled on Australia's Olympic team, or national team.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying he has an understanding. But that's not his, like, he's a striker.
Yeah, for sure.
And so it makes me think about the guys that are normal or, like, that they're used to walking around and making that cut at 155. And it's like, that's what you're used to whenever it comes to Michael and Dustin. I mean, those are really the only two that really come to mind. Like, after last night, I'm thinking that Dustin or Michael could finish Islam.
Yeah, they could.
Because Michael has a similar frame to Alex, and I think that Michael's wrestling is better, and I think that his striking has a lot more power behind it.
Yeah, it does.
So, like it just got showed last night that he's not this invincible person. He's not bringing this Khabib lineage that's like, this masterclass undefeated fighter. Like, yes, he won the fight on paper, but, like, to me, he didn't win.
Yeah.
So.
It was, I don't know.
But speaking of Michael.
Speaking of.
What's your opinion on this tough season?
I'm pretty excited, actually.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, I guess a lot of people are because it's Connor. But, yeah. I think it's going to be freaking good.
You think Michael... Sorry, go ahead.
What were you saying?
So you think Michael's going to be talking that shit?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't really that often.
I think he's going to, like... Like, Michael is like a... Like, he's like a performer. Like, he has, like, good lines, but it's, like, obviously, like... prepared lines, right? It's not like the stuff off the
I was about to say he's a motivational speaker.
So I think Michael's gonna come in and like have some shit prepared, like try to go in, and then Connor's just gonna like tear him apart, bro. And he's not gonna know how to come back because he's not gonna like
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's so respectful and he doesn't really be talking like that, but I just know like automatically Connor's gonna be like day one chirping him.
Yeah, it's gonna be funny.
It's gonna be funny.
It's kind of crazy to me that Conor wants to do tough again. Like that's such a time commitment and shit.
Yeah.
For somebody that's a fucking billionaire.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take... Like, I'm sure he's making a bag. But still.
I just think he loves it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and I think it's a good way to build up this fight. Because, I mean, this fight's going to be huge. Yeah, Michael's a big draw.
Yes.
Michael's a big draw. And, yeah, man, I'm excited, man. Oh, shit. But, yeah, it's going to be a good-ass fight. Like, that's the one I was honestly hoping that Conor would come back to because, obviously, he's not fighting Dustin again. And Islam and Charles are terrible matchups for him. And Justin is just like... Justin's not going to bring the hype that Conor deserves coming back. So, I just think Michael was, like, the perfect pick. And then them hyping it up to a tough season is just, like, chef's kiss.
No, it definitely was a great business move for the UFC, dude.
Yeah.
Like you said, yeah, dude's gonna freaking sell. And Michael is somebody that will also bring some shit, so it should be nice.
I just think I don't think Michael's the one. I don't think that Michael has any type of chip on his shoulder to like hate Conor and like want to beat him, you know, in the way that Jose did. Yeah. I'm saying this because it's like
getting in his head.
Well, I'm saying because of like Tough making this an elongated process and hyping up the fight, just as Jose and Conor did like that world press tour that hyped up the fight forever, you know. And so it's like he had time to break him down, and he had time to create controversy, and it's like he's gonna have time to do that again. But I'm curious because I just think Michael's mental fortitude is like, he's not going to come in there with a mentality of, I want to kill you, which is going to make him overstep. But I'm just curious in this elongated period of time if it's going to create malice.
It could. But I think, I agree with you. I think Michael's like solid, like mentally. Although Jose was too. So, I don't know. But, I would be surprised if he breaks him. But, you saying, like, him breaking him, like, you know, like the Jose thing, leading to a mistake. I think Michael just fights reckless as fuck.
Sure.
So, I don't think he doesn't, like, even necessarily, like, have to get in his head. Like, Michael's just gonna leave it, like, I would be surprised if at some point in the fight, Conor doesn't at least knock him down with that left hand, the way Michael fights. If not, finish him with it. But
yeah, it's gonna be a big draw, and then also talk a little bit about the Tough fighters. So I think you.
So they haven't announced them yet.
Well, what you've heard through the grapevine.
But what they've said is going to, so the first year ever they're going to bring people back. So half of the contestants are going to be new people, and half of them are going to be people who are already in the UFC.
That got cut, and we're thinking that it's not vets, but that it's younger prospects, like, you know, around like Kevin Lee. You know, I don't know if you guys know Kevin Lee. He's like, you know, was just on a little bit of a rough start, got cut. He just got back into the UFC. So like that kind of.
I feel like Kevin Lee's too big though.
No. I'm just saying that, like, that example.
Yeah.
Like, because whenever Joe first said that to me, I was thinking like we were gonna have Shogun Rua fighting like some new beast of an individual.
But yeah, they have like there's a handful of like UFC fighters that have been cut and like made hell of careers. Like me and Tyler are talking.
Have they even said the classes?
Brandon Moreno and Robbie Lawler both got cut, came back, became world champs. So
yeah,
like these days, it's not like they're gonna be bums. But no, I don't think so. I actually, on Sean's interview with Laura Zanko, I feel like Laura said something, but I forget what it was.
I hope it's Bantam and lightweights.
Yeah.
Just because I think Well, I mean, I guess from a perspective of you just want to like pad another division because those are like so deep. I just want to see new people in them.
Did I
That are,
freeze?
yeah,
Yeet.
you're good.
Oh, I'm back.
But like, because bantamweight and lightweight's so deep, I just want to see some new like beast mode people that are like fresh and have a lot of time to get better and improve.
Yeah.
But if you're wanting to just see some excitement back in a division, then I think we need to go probably light, heavy, and welterweight.
Welterweight's got a couple prospects.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, it's just for so
like,
long, bro. It's just been like, I mean, it's just been that top five of Colby and Kamaru and Gilbert.
like Kamzat already broke into it.
Sure.
And I think Shavkat's going to break into it very soon. Like, you have a handful of people, I don't know.
Yeah. But
Kevin Holland gonna make some noise.
Yeah. I just think if I could just pick, I would say bantamweight and lightweight, just because I would just love to see a new person in there. I want to, just because like lightweight is becoming so wrestle heavy. I just want to see a new like beast mode striker.
Yeah. You will. And the return of
Right.
McGregor.
Right. But yeah, just because it's that division
What
is
about
so
the boy
deep.
Patty, bruv?
Man, that stupid little. Nah, bro.
I think it's so funny how fast like the MMA community as a whole flipped on that man.
Yeah.
'Cause he was like hella beloved, and then everyone's like, "What the fuck?" Switched up real quick, bro. I'm curious, like his.
Because I think the way he handled that was horrible.
No, yeah.
Like, bro gave no respect to Gordon. He gave no respect to Gordon.
No.
And like, man, we need to keep up on. Man, make that a mental note. We need to keep up on Gordon. We need to like
He
make
has
sure.
a fight scheduled.
Okay, yeah, bro. We gotta hype Gordon up because
against somebody we know. Let me see.
Because, bro, Gordon won that shit. Gordon won that, bro. And it just
Bobby
sucks
Green.
because that could have propelled him.
He's fighting Bobby Green
Okay.
in April.
Yeah, we gotta get Jordan back on the Joseph. Is his name Joseph Gordon?
Joseph Gordon. Josh.
Josh
No,
Gordon.
Josh is Jared. Josh
Jared
is
Gordon.
Player.
Jared Gordon. Yeah, we gotta get Jared Gordon back in the mix because in my eyes, he derailed that hype train, and it seems
Bobby,
that
look, like I think UFC's like respecting him. Like Bobby's like borderline ranked fighter.
yeah. Wait,
Like-
he's not?
No.
Wow. Was he ranked during the Islam fight?
I think so, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. Hey man, all my homies love Bobby Green.
But anyway, like that's like I think that's a good move for the UFC. Like that's a respectable fight. That's
Yeah.
outside because he doesn't deserve a top 15 person. But
Yeah.
Bobby Green's a name that's outside of it. So
Does Patty have a fight?
no.
Alright. Yeah, we'll just have to see. But yeah, I just don't appreciate the way he handled that. It was just very like it didn't even come across in like a character trying to like sell the fight type thing. Like he was just being a bitch.
Yeah.
Like you just gotta give respect where it's due.
Yeah. For sure.
But yep, that's all from me.
Yeah.
Any closing remarks? Or any other topics you want to delve into for a moment?
I don't think so. I
Um,
think we got it all. UFC
other than if you want to talk about heavyweight for a moment.
heavyweight as in
Just as like John coming back,
As in
Francis
Francis
leaving.
Ngannou.
Yeah.
Francis Ngannou. I'm sure everyone's heard this happened like a month ago, but left the UFC.
And then as of 2 days ago, got a deal from Deontay Wilder for a 1-fight box fight.
Wait, what?
2-fight. What?
they didn't sign it though.
No. I'm saying Deontay proposed to.
Yeah.
In Ngannou a couple days ago, a 2-fight deal, one of them being boxing, one of them being MMA.
Yeah, and then Tyson Fury has also said he will do a boxing match in a cage with MMA gloves on. Which, if you don't know, like, obviously you hit harder with MMA gloves on, but it also changes boxing a decent amount because of the way you block and stuff. Like big boxing gloves, you can just
Sure. Right.
take stuff, but like you have to be a lot more precise with MMA gloves and stuff. So it does change it somewhat, but Tyson would still be a huge favorite.
Yeah.
Either way, my boy Francis is about to make a bag.
A bag.
So good for Francis, coming from nothing. Like, if you haven't heard that dude's story, go watch his Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
He has a ridiculous story, but
yeah, it's really crazy.
Yeah, so good for him, out to make hella money. He also has other MMA promotions like PFL and Bellator trying to get him. I don't think he's going to.
Yeah, I think he should just do his own thing.
Did your mic cut?
I don't think so.
Oh no, you just sounded really quiet there. But yeah, so probably gonna fight one of the heavyweight boxers. I think he'd probably make more money fighting Tyson. Even, like, Deontay's still a huge name, but Tyson's just, like, he's in the GOAT conversation, so, like, I think just because of that. However, he'd still make a whole lot of money fighting Deontay, and it would be might be the most entertaining fight of all time. Like, boxing, MMA, doesn't matter. Like, very possibly the two hardest hitting men on the entire earth.
Yeah.
So if they fought each other, that'd be ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
And they're both like, and it's not like neither of them are like technical, so it'd just be, it'd be crazy, bro.
Yeah, it would be.
It's hard.
It would be for show. But
and then on the UFC side of heavyweights, with Francis departing, they booked John Jones and Cyril Gane for the vacant heavyweight title. The return of the GOAT, 3-year layoff. I'm ridiculously excited. And Cyril is a good-ass opponent.
Yeah, he is, bro. It's going to be a challenge, but, I think John does it easily.
I think if Cyril can keep him standing, which is a big if, because John's wrestling is nice. If John decides to wrestle, he sometimes won't. But if Cyril can keep it standing, I think Cyril is a much tougher matchup than Francis for John.
Yeah.
Return.
Yeah. That's fair. But yeah, we can talk strategy. We can talk strategy next month.
But yeah. Should be good. It's a hella stack card. Got the women's Valentina's title.
Yeah. Bet the house.
What?
Bet the house. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't even know who she's fighting.
I think she's fighting Amanda.
Wait,
I believe.
What?
Ribas.
Oh, I was like, what? I thought you were talking about Nunes.
Oh, no. I'm tripping. Alexa Grasso.
I'll have to watch some of her fights.
And then we got Jeff Neal versus Shavkat.
Yeah.
And then Bo Nickel. He's middleweight, not welter. Big hype train with this dude. And then got Jalen Turner fighting somebody. Supposedly.
Is Raul on that one?
Who?
Which card? He's on
we
one of
also
the
got
ones.
Derek Brunson and Dricus Duplessis. No, he is, I believe the next card.
He's on Marty's.
Maybe he is. It's not showing him on either card, but he is on one of those too.
I don't know. Nonetheless, we're about to hit an hour. We need to cut.
Oh, no, he is on the April card.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Right. He's on Izzy's card. So we got a minute before we talk about the old blah. But, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, Islam, you're from a treacherous country. F Putin. You're a traitor. You're a mountain monkey. You'll never be anything but Curious George. That's all I had to say.
Well, I think let's go in to close it.
Yep. All right. Well, that's been the Roommates Podcast. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Unless you're an Islam fan, then just go ahead and never listen to our stuff again. But, yeah, that's going to do it. We'll see you.
Man, please keep listening.
Oh, man, I'm just kidding.
I would like to say that although I do not like Islam Makhachev, Tyler does not represent both of our thoughts on this man.
I'm just messing. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully we're going to get a music podcast out because we ain't done one in a minute. But if we don't, catch us on the John Jones Surreal Gone fight next month coming up March 4th. But thank you guys for all the love and support. We love you back. Peace. Happy Black History Month.